Welcome to Season 4 of the Bird Joy Podcast. Your hosts, Dexter Patterson and Jason Hall, are back with more birds, more bird joy, and plenty of laughs along the way. Each episode brings new stories, fun conversations, and a whole flock of good vibes. We're happy you're here. We really miss the homies, and we hope you enjoy this season. You ready? Let's go.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the Bird Joy Podcast. I am Dexter Patterson.
And I am Jason Hall. This podcast is for all the homies across the globe, a spot where we can celebrate birds together.
Are you ready for Season 4 of the Bird Joy Podcast? Let's go. Let's go, bro. Welcome back to all the homies out there. We definitely missed you. Season 4 is officially here, and I am beyond hyped up to be back with the homie Jason. Man, how does it feel to be back, bro, for a brand new season of the Bird Joy Podcast?
Dude, man, it feels amazing, man. It feels amazing. I'm so excited to be back and be talking to you. We were just joking before we got on and started the recording. I was like, where's Dexter today? He's somewhere in some bookshop across the Northwest, regaling people with his stories and his birds. And I've just really enjoyed, although I missed you a lot, homie, I really enjoyed watching you get out and about. So I'm just excited to get back here and start pointing some of that bird joy, back at our audience here, and what have you missed most about connecting with the bird nerds across the birdieverse, I'll call it?
I mean, my weekends have been kind of lonely not talking to you for the last couple of months. Obviously we text back and forth and things like that. Ain't nothing like that hour, sometimes two, depending if we have a guest joining us, just sitting there and being able to chop it up with you. But man, I've just missed the joy, that energy. I miss hearing and seeing those stories from the homies and all of our listeners, seeing how much, the show just kind of encourages people to get outside and pay attention to birds and go get themselves some joy. It's been nice, man. But, it was kind of cool. Like recently, we've been getting those messages from folks like we're on their Spotify Wrapped and all that. Like that stuff, I was like, this is what's up, like we all really tuned in, like that feels good.
Yeah, especially since, that's just data up through when we finished season 3, right? It doesn't even count the last few months of the fact that we were still on people's lists. Like that's really awesome. That's really special. We appreciate all y'all out there, including us.
Yeah, it's, and obviously we take a couple months off in between seasons, month, 2 months sometimes or a little more, especially after the summer season. So a lot happened in the fall. I figured we could at least talk a little bit to the homies about the fall. We're a couple weeks away from official winter, but you would not know that, bro, if you were looking out of my window right now. I got 14 inches of snow that I'm staring at right now. And technically, it's still only fall. What was your most memorable bird or moment that you had this fall? And I know you had a bunch of them.
Yeah, man, I had a nice fall. A lot of stuff with the bird club. I think the two things that come to mind the most are one is we got to meet up with some homies here in Philly. I got to do a speaking engagement at the Delaware Valley Ornithological Club, the first the oldest, the oldest bird club. I think, you've worked with them before when you came out to speak out here, and they had me do their keynote for their annual banquet. And although it wasn't birding per se, it was just really nice to be able to talk about the city of Philadelphia in a way that's special, and especially with my bird folks in there. So we had a bunch of folks from not only In Color Birding, but other birding groups around the city come and support. And so that was probably my highlight of the fall outside of, going out and birding. And I'll talk about some of what we did with the bird club too later on, because we had some highlights there too, which was really awesome. But, mostly it was just really good to be outside. I would say the weather in the fall was kind of weird. So didn't really stick to what it normally does, but we got a good migration and it was, it was a really enjoyable time. So yeah, what was I know you were, I text you and be like, are you taking care of yourself? Are you getting some rest, right? You're out and about, right? And like, did you have a chance to bird? What was your fall stuff going on there? Did you get some quiet moments, or was your joy coming through the birders?
I really appreciate those messages because it do remind me sometimes where I'd be like, Dex, are you in too much grind mode? But one thing I started doing Tai Chi, and it's been really kind of helpful. I've been doing that now throughout the whole fall. So that's kind of really kind of helped me stay centered. Every morning I do it, bro. It's been amazing. So that's a little
that's
fun
great.
fact.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just getting my breath back and grounding every day and really focusing on energizing my body and recharging my body. And even though I'm kind of always on the move, the things that I'm doing, like I tell this to people all the time, like I'm super busy, but I'm only doing what I want to do. Like right now, like literally my entire life, like I've kind of built a life where I get to do what I want to do. And there's that phrase, bro, where they'll say, oh, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That is a lie. That is a lie.
Bold-faced lie.
Yes, it's a bold-faced lie. You work really hard, but at the end of the day, I'm so fulfilled. I know that I'm blessed. I'm counting those blessings and that gratitude, along with making sure that I'm going to sleep a little bit earlier, making sure that I'm getting my Tai Chi in, making sure that I'm hydrating, like very, very focused on those type of things. And it does make a difference because I'm giving my body what it needs to go out here and do what I've been doing. In the fall, bro, like ever since the book dropped on October 7th, like I've been on the move. It's been multiple events every week, traversing the Great Lakes region. And it's been kind of, I remember the first trip that I made, I went to Elkhart, Indiana. Never been there before. I get there, the room's packed. They selling out of books. I'm talking to strangers, bro. I think that's what's been like the most kind of mind blowing thing is like, I don't know 90 something % of these people. They're showing up and they have my book and they're coming to presentations. They're coming to Q&As. They're coming to bird walks. Like I've been kind of mixing up the events so it ain't the same thing over and over. And I'm meeting all these people. Some of them have been followers, which is kind of cool to like actually meet somebody in the wild. You know how there's nothing quite like that. You know, they're homie online and you actually get to meet them in person. And it's just kind of been humbling. It's been kind of just like pinching myself, like, is this happening? Like, this is crazy. Like I was in Milwaukee like 2 weeks ago, bro. And it's like 200 people there and it's a line out the door for people to come and get their book signed. And being able to collaborate with these independent bookstores has been also super cool because they're not only supporting, but like, now we're pouring back into the local economy and making connections with these independent bookstores and seeing Birds of the Great Lakes in their top sellers for 2025 and all this stuff. Bro, I went to the mall.
Oh, we're going to the mall now.
I went to the mall and I went to Barnes and Noble and they had my book. And I found it and they said, oh, it's sold out. We had to buy it. We had to reorder a couple times. I was like,
oh, wow.
What's going on here? So,
wow.
It's been humbling. So thank you to everybody out there that has been supporting, especially those of you, I don't care where you get it, but going to those independent bookstores, that really kind of is special. And I really do love that. You can get that book anywhere that they sell books. So, all right. Shout out to Timber Press and Hache book group because they've been taking care of your boy.
Good. They better. What was the most like surprising part about talking to people? Like, because I know you had your own perceptions of the book and what the book was supposed to do for people, but like, what was the thing where you just like, wow, really?
When we were going through like the strategy and like thinking about how I wanted to put this together, like my focus was making it very easy to use. My focus was trying to get people who were new birders or interested potentially in birds or nature. And that was the primary audience. And the book is for all birders, but that was the primary audience. But meeting people, right, that said that they never really went birding before, but they got my book and it's helping them. That was like that moment of like where you have an idea or a vision and then you see people in person and they're in that target audience and they're using it as intended. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to put that in words because it was just like, this was why, right? This was it. This was the stuff. And what I love are, you know, the way I laid it out. I tell people this. I literally wrote the book to mirror my You Ready, Let's Go videos. So like the bird IDs, if people like follow me and they're familiar with my videos and they have the book, they're going to see that correlation like right away. They're going to be like, oh, this is literally how he does his videos. And this is how he did the bird IDs. Because I'm like giving you the bird, giving you some shots of the appearance and scanning the habitat, talking about the habitat and explaining where they like to hang out. And then I'm talking about behaviors and showing you bird behaviors in the videos. And I talk about the behaviors in the book. And I end all those videos with that fun fact. And I did the same thing with the book. And what I found is like those fun facts. I've told my osprey bird story to folks all the time, that spark bird story where the osprey turned me into that emoji with my head's blowing up, bro. That's what the fun facts in the videos and the book are supposed to do, is to like teach you something about a bird and you can't forget it. Like, you're just like, this is so cool. I'm the emoji when my head blows up. And now you're remembering this bird. Hearing people talk about those fun facts and how they're learning birds through those facts and different things, man. That's just been so cool. And a lot of these folks are first-time birders, bro. Our last event in Madison, bro, we had like almost 40 people. And like, it had to be at least a third of the crowd were brand new birders or had never been birding before. And a lot of these folks were young. And I was talking to some of them. They were like, hey, I came to your library event at the Madison Library and you just made me want to get outside and go birding. And I got your book. That to me, that's probably the moment when I saw all those young hands go up, bro. And they're students. There was a kid from a high school class. I had to sign this paper for him. And like, I was just like, this is it, right? Like, this is literally it, like reaching new people to show people that birding is for them, man. And that's the moment. That's the moment. I think for me. What about you? Like, what was that most memorable moment outside of hanging out with the homies at the Delaware club? What was another moment for you that the fall had you like, yes?
I was able to go out to visit my mother actually in Idaho. So she was going to get some medical stuff done. And I was able to stop by some different places. And I want to make sure I get the names of these folks right. But I was able to stop at the Ogden Nature Center. I just had an incredible time. I haven't had a chance to bird that much in Salt Lake City, Utah. And so just going out to visit my mother, right? Like, we had stuff to do and I had responsible son stuff I needed to do. But before I got there, when I got off the plane, I was able to stop there and just take a jaunt around. And you mentioned this when you were talking about meeting people at your book signings, is like, you meet people that you've conversed with online maybe, but never met in person. So then meeting some of those folks out in the wild and them walking me around and showing me the space and talking to me about what they're trying to build for the community, especially the Black and brown community in Salt Lake City. Like, that was really special for me. Just kind of reminded me that, you know, we all do connect in these ways that we don't necessarily always know about. And that's what's, I think, you know, really special about this podcast too, is like, we kind of remind people of the human factor that comes into this process of bird joy, which sounds counterintuitive, right? The human factor of bird joy. But as humans, we are each other's biggest enablers to bird joy, and we are each other's biggest detractors from bird joy. And remembering that, you know, has been really special. So for the fall, for me personally, that was really awesome to get out and go and do that. Yeah, it was good. And listen, I want to say this because I do think, as much as folks here know about your story and your grandpa telling you to pay attention, I think homie would be really proud of you, man, for getting out there and making so many other people pay attention. And I think there's one thing we don't talk about enough as birders is how we replace ourselves in the birding community. And I think your book is doing that. So I know we gave you some flowers at last season, but seeing it out there, seeing your book in the wild now and being out there and being on tour and me having a chance to put my hands on it and have it around my house has been really special. So I want to put a button on that before we move off of that topic and just really make sure man, you're doing a great job, and a lot of us are very proud of you.
I appreciate you, bro. It's weird. Like I have it, like I use it on my walks now, and like one of my book tour events was at Harlequin Marsh. You took the homies there, and we did like a short little hike at the education center where I took you the first stop. So we were there, bro. There were people that drove to Harlequin from Duluth, Minnesota for that event.
What?
Yes. Yes.
That's incredible.
And I was like,
that's a drive.
Jeez. So freaking cool. And what happened, bro, we had some really cool birds. We had a couple bald eagles fly over, and like we're doing their bald eagle thing. That like blew the crowd's mind. But we had 2 northern harriers. Just favorite. Bro, it was so freaking cool. And I got to open up my book and show people what the northern harrier looked like and like go through like that was a moment. I was like, I'm at Harlequin Marsh. I'm literally showing them the northern harrier, which was a lifer for a ton of people. Right. Yeah. So the bird joy was on like 1 million that day. We had a ringneck pheasant that flew across the group, and like people were kind of freaking out just seeing that. But like that event and meeting this couple from Duluth and people from all over the state came to Harlequin. It's just a magical place. Like I told you when you were there, I'm like, Jason. It was like Lion King, everything your eyes can see is the marsh, You're like, Dexter, everything? Everything. It was just one of those events where my heart was like just so full. It was incredible people. The folks at Harlequin Marsh, the Wisconsin DNR, like the way that they partner, bro, is like, you can tell they care about the work, right? And there's something about that. Like the people that actually get it just really just, what do you need? Like those kind of people. What do you need? How can we support you? And like, you just know that is real, that is genuine. After seeing all those amazing birds, and it was the first day that I had seen the tree sparrow in the fall season, which was also really cool. So they were just coming through, ton of juncos. Like it was so fun. And then as soon as we get done, we walk in, bro, and I didn't even know that they were gonna do this. They had coffee, they had hot cocoa. They had tea, they had cookies and stuff for everybody. So like after we got done, we got to like warm up and have a cup of coffee and a cookie. And like, I got to talk with all these people. And then after that, we took selfies and signed books and stuff. But like, that was like one of those events where I just was like, this is unreal. I got to share Harlequin Marsh with so many people I never met before. And that was exciting, bro. Like that. Yeah, I'm fired up now just thinking about it.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible, man. Yeah. And you're talking about Harlequin Marsh has got me thinking like I was out there in the spring, summerish time, and it probably looks a little different in the fall and winter. And like y'all got some weird ducks out there on them Madison lakes. Like what's going on? What's going on out there? Yeah.
Once it start getting cold, the lakes aren't frozen or nothing yet, but like it's weird duck season right now. Like, bro, we got a male Harlequin duck just hanging out at Tenney Park. This park is in the middle of the city too. Like, this is what's so cool about this is like Tenney Park is literally in the middle of Madison. Like it's a neighborhood park, but it borders one of our lakes, So the male Harlequin duck, he hanging out, bro, like he paying rent, like he just chilling. He's hanging out with the common golden eyes and the bufflehead homies, and like literally been here for days, and he's just chilling. What is going on here? You also got like sea ducks, like the white winged scoters are coming through. We got black scoters, loons galore. Like, bro, the tundra swans just yesterday started migrating in through the area about hundreds. I mean, it's like It's crazy. You're just seeing them just by, they're everywhere right now. So yeah, it is weird duck season in full effect, bro. Like that same day when I talked to you about that last event we did when we had all the young birders and the new birders, we were seeing a bunch of loons that day. And a lot of people had never seen a common loon. They were kind of freaking out about that. Huge rafts of coots and buffalo. The buffalo heads are kind of feisty.
They're the best. They're the best.
So funny to me because they're so tiny, right? Like, but they're like,
but they will fight you.
Yeah. They're just like going at it all the time. That same day, we had a pair of pileated woodpeckers that kind of were flying around, and people got to see these woodpeckers up close. And I actually posted a photo of that event, and I do my typical like us-see photo, but it was with me and everybody else is looking at the pileated woodpeckers, and I'm just like proud papa as everybody's like staring at the pileated woodpeckers. So yeah, it's.
I wouldn't trust someone that wasn't staring at the pileated woodpecker, honestly. Right?
Yeah.
If it's like that's psychopathic behavior right there. So yeah, I'm wondering, like, is that a common thing that you guys get harlequins? I know their range is not, it doesn't quite reach you guys in the middle of the country, and even their wintering range should be on the coast. So like that's kind of wild. Is it just the lake that kind of brings them in, you think?
Yeah, we don't get them, right? That's a pretty special bird right now for folks. Like I was looking at the eBird reports that come, and that's one of the rare birds. And the last one I saw, 45 people reported it. Everybody's flocking to go add that Harlequin duck to their Madison area list. But I have seen them in the Sheboygan area in our state on a pretty regular basis. They're breeding up there now. We actually had an event up there a couple years ago.
Really?
And we saw a good number of them up there, which is kind of crazy because like it's Lake Michigan though, right?
Yeah, so sure.
It feels like a sea to them, and those waters are choppy. They're like hanging out right near the jetties, and like there's some crazy like fact about them is they're the bird with the most broken bones in their body.
I was just gonna say, man, they love chaotic waters, don't they?
Yeah, they're just
like they just, and they're just like, whatever, man, we're gonna roll. Like I go out to see him on the coast of New Jersey again against a jetty that is just getting water smashed against it at Barnegat Lighthouse here in Jersey, and every other bird is fighting for his life, and these homies are just coasting, like whatever, Another broken bone today. That's fine though. That's fine. But they're small compared to some of the other sea ducks like the scoters and the outings that are out here on the coast. So that's a really cool bird. I encourage folks to go look it up. It's fresh, man. It's fresh. It's got like white patch behind the bill, like this crimson kind of paintbrush stroke on the head, for the male, and blues, like these different hues of blues and grays, right? Female is beautiful herself, right? She's got this slate gray brown with these white spots on her face. So like, just a beautiful duck. I encourage folks to go check that out online and maybe look up and see where you can find a Harlequin duck closest to you.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. They're pretty dope. So I know I talked about club events. We're seeing loons and pileated woodpeckers. What's in Color Birding Clubs? One of their biggest highlights or moments of pure bird joy this fall. Oh man,
I actually have two. So the first one was for the second time we got to meet up with our homies from the DC Bird Alliance. So Maria Elena down there who runs that shop, and we met up in Cape May, and we met up the same weekend that they were doing the Cape May Bird Festival. So, we rolled in there strong. We both rolled in with full-size tour buses. We got a reserved pavilion at Cape May State Park at the Lighthouse. We had a caterer come through and provide a bunch of food. We spent the whole day there. Everybody was beat because we walked and we saw tons of species. And people were most, I think, mesmerized by just the accessibility of the closeness to some of the birds, right? Because there's these kind of little ponds and you're right next to the beach and you have this marsh habitat. And because it was the bird festival, my favorite part was that there was 2 tour buses full of black and brown folks just rolling in Cape May, right? During when we were not ashamed of it, right? Nor should we have been, but it was nice to see very quickly there was a number of people that made sure that they let us know, like, hey, you are welcome here. Please come up here, check out this scope. Like, look at this, look at that. We were, a lot of people got their Life for American bittern, which was really awesome. Yeah. Homie was flying around. A lot of people got lifers. We had students there. And it was a great day. The day started with when our club got down there, we went up, we got there right at sunrise. Pulled into the parking lot. No other buses there. We got off. We go to our pavilion. We set our stuff down. And people are like, where's the beach? And I'm like, just go up that little ramp right there. And they get up there. The sun's coming over the water. 3 brown pelicans just banging across the water. Just smooth. Like that scene from Jurassic Park, the first one where he's looking at the pelicans out of the helicopter. And then the sun's coming up and people start to hear rustling in the bushes. Every palm warbler in existence was in that shrubbery against the beach, like so many, just dripping from everything. And everybody's just like sensory overload, So that's how the day started. And that day was incredible. I can't wait to figure out how we meet up with them again next year. And then the second thing was actually something we did yesterday, man. We did a hybrid birding event where we went to a place here in Philly called the Discovery Center. And we did indoor birding, where we not only could look through a scope through these floor-to-ceiling windows out at a reservoir and checking out scaups, hooded mergansers, canvasback, right, a bunch of geese and gulls. But then we had a live stream of bird feeders from Panama, and people were trying to ID the birds from Panama. So we had white-necked Jacobins and what was the other one called? Long-billed something. It's got a fun name. Anyway, there was a ton of birds there, right? And so I emailed everybody the day before. I was like, download Merlin, right? And so whether they snapped a picture of the TV and set the location, or they went through the little Merlin steps to like say it's this size and this region and this color, people were IDing the birds. And it was great because it was the live feeder cams that you get from like explore.org and Cornell. So like that was great. It was just kind of very, very recent, and it was very accessible. Like some people could stay inside and bird in Panama essentially, and other people could go out to the dock and look at the birds outside. So yeah, those are our 2 highlights from the fall among a number of other walks that we did. But yeah, it's been a good fall.
That's super cool. The seeing birds from feeders in Panama, like that is really cool.
Oh yeah, man. It was super cool. There's sometimes other countries, when you look at their birds,
especially this time of year, you're like,
because it's winter here and summer down there, and the hummingbird species that they have down there, man. And they're not boring down there. They don't call them hummingbirds. They got Jacobins and wood stars and, all these other fun names, and we were like hummingbird, I was joking with everybody there. I was like, in America, we do not season our bird names. We have no seasoning on our bird names. Everywhere else though, they throw a little seasoning on it, they make it a little fun.
Boiled chicken names.
Yeah. It's like, come on, we can do better, y'all. We can do better. We have artists, right?
That is funny.
Yeah. And so like we were talking a little bit before about what we're doing and some of the weather that you have out there, man. And so y'all got, I encourage people, go to Dexter's Instagram.
Birds are dinosaurs, folks.
Yeah. And there's some fun videos on there of Dexter in a T-Rex costume shoveling snow. So I encourage you to check that out. When the weather changes like that, you get a bunch of snow. It's a little rough, for a lot of creatures, but it does bring a lot of birds to the bird feeder. You getting anything at the house there? Anything fun?
Yeah, I mean, tons of American goldfinches right now, which they're still making a lot of noise, which is really cool, right? They're still pretty vocal. A lot of the other birds are kind of like chip. The goldfinches out here, like they just like making all this noise. So like I be knowing they out there like between 6 and 10 at a time, and I got the feeders all around the house. So like depending where I'm at, I'm seeing goldfinches galore. Dark-eyed juncos, the little homies are pretty active right now. We're still getting bald eagle flyovers once in a while here. We got this small little, it's starting to freeze over now. They still patrolling this little area, still got a lot of geese, chickadees, cardinals. So we're still doing pretty good, man. And I'm hoping. So I got all these new finch feeders. I'm hoping I get maybe a pine siskin. Maybe I get a red pole, bro. Like I'm like, knows, right?
Listen.
Every year I'm hoping to add something to the yard list, because they planted a bunch. I live in a new construction neighborhood, so like the first year or two, it was kind of like with the birds, but like they planted a ton of trees over the last year, and my yard has matured more and grew a ton of native stuff, and there's seeds for them to get, and I keep those sunflower chips and Niger seeds popping for them, and so this year has probably been the birdiest my yard has been since we moved there almost 3 years ago.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we all have these wish lists for our feeders, right? I'm waiting for an evening grosbeak in mine.
Oh,
I've spent a lot of money on black oil sunflower seeds. I'm just waiting. I'm here waiting. I got like 3 platform feeders. I got tons of other birds coming there, but the 2 counties near me, well, 3 counties, Philly, Montgomery, and Chester County, have all gotten at least flyovers, and some have gotten some at the feeder. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I was talking to the homie Dudley the other day, and he was talking about how the winter finches have been just crazy. It's supposed to be a really good year for them.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, we haven't got them in Madison, but our north, like Wisconsin, been getting a lot of reports of the evening grosbeaks. But I did tell Dudley I'm probably gonna come to the bog this year. Yeah, you gotta go up there, man. Yeah, and most people stay in Duluth, and that's where he lives. He told me, he said he'll take me to the bog and show me around, and so that's probably gonna be my winter highlight is making that. Dude. Yes, making please. That trip.
Share that online. Everyone wants to see Dexter birding in the Saxon bog, right? Because all I want to hear is, who wants to help me find a great gray owl? You ready? Man, let's go. That's what I need.
I might faint.
That's what I need in my life. And then the camera just pans to the right, and Dexter's passed out in the snow.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
Passed out in snow angel formation.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna try to go up there at least for a couple of days, see the homie Dudley. Shout out to Dudley. He literally just sent me autograph. I gotta open this bad boy up. This is the 20th anniversary.
The re-release. Yep.
You know what? We're gonna do that right now. Live.
Yeah, Dudley Edmonds.
Yeah.
It's funny how that 20th. Book is.
Oh, look, it got that young autograph on there from the OG. Nice. So thank you.
Wow, that's awesome.
So we're talking about winter. You asked me about what I'm seeing, and I talked about how I got the feeders around the house. What would you say is one like winter birding mistake you see people make, or whether it's going out to try to go birding or whether they're trying to attract birds to your yard? What's a common mistake you see people make?
So I'd say if they're going out to see birds, the main one that everybody makes is they fail to prepare appropriately for it, right? And so like most of birding, even if you're going somewhere where you're pretty sure you're going to see the species you want to see, it doesn't always work out that way, right? And so prepare yourself as if you're not going to see it right away. Get some layers, get your hand warmers, make sure your shoes are appropriate, and or plan your trip around not having to be outside too much. Maybe it's a driving route like we have at some of our marshes, right? And you can stay in the car, but just take a little extra time and plan, because the two things that kill birding for me the most are being uncomfortable, like cold, or hungry, right? So bring some snacks, make sure you're warm, and then you can stay out longer, and then you just focus on the birds. You're not worried about anything else. The thing that I see people do with their winter feeders, though, is not clean them enough. Like it's something that I tell people, like, you got to go outside in the cold, you got to take them down, you got to give them a rinse or a wash or whatever. But it really does help the birds. It stops the spread of disease, because you get all these birds congregating and they poop everywhere, and
yeah.
If you've ever seen a house finch with the salmonella eye, right, it's not pretty. Clean your feeders, people, and stay warm.
Yeah. And I would add too, you talked about the layers, like that's really do not underestimate that. Like that's super important. But I also will tell people, like, even in the cold, you're working hard if you're out there. So make sure you're staying hydrated. You can bring a thermos with hot tea or cocoa, whatever, right? And your body will definitely thank you for that. Also, take care of your skin. I don't think people realize like your face, like that cold, dry air can be really harsh. So,
You sure can.
making sure that your face is moisturized, cocoa butter yourself up or something, you know what I mean? Like making sure you're good.
you and I probably both had the experience as children of getting our faces lathered up with Vaseline or lotion or something on our way to church. So we know. We know.
And then I would also say, make sure you stick to the paths, like in the trails. Like that's super important. You don't want to go off trail hardly any time, but especially in the winter, you may not be seeing something. But also I would say, let people know, let your family know, your friends know, like your plan. I go out a lot in the winter. Sometimes I go out by myself because not everybody crazy like me and want to be out birding when it's 10 degrees, you know what I mean? But I make sure I tell my wife, I make sure I tell the kids before I leave, if they're, my wife's still sleeping or something, like, hey, dad's going here, I'll be back. So making sure that you're letting people know your plans. And I think if you can do all that, man, like, the winter is fun. Like it's different. So many people, what I love too during winter events, especially when you're working with new birders, you could probably relate to this, is like they are shocked at how many birds they actually see.
Oh yeah.
Like they're like, what?
Yeah.
They're still here.
It looks so desolate outside, and you're like, there's nothing that could be enjoying this weather. Yeah. And then they show up and they have 6 different species of woodpecker, and they're like, what?
Like they're still
active too, moving, dipping, banging on stuff. Like it's really, really incredible out here in the wintertime, and there's less people. Yeah. I would say one of my little tips and tricks is plan a little toasty treat for yourself when you're done birding. Get like a hot chocolate from your favorite little coffee spot, or get yourself a call. Like get something that kind of caps it off at the end that makes you get back into that nice warmth and cuddly feeling, right? Because there's always something to look forward to, and it's festive, I feel. It's like, that's probably why I gain 20 pounds every winter, because I'm always eating pancakes after my bird outings.
It warms your soul, though. It warms your soul.
You get some pancakes and talk about the first American tree sparrow of the season.
Yeah, man. You're just like sipping on bird joy. It's like, it's fantastic. You're talking about festive, and I'm thinking today it's December 7th. We're recording this right now. So beginning of December, but do you do a Christmas bird count like for yourself or for the club? I'm just curious.
No, the club doesn't do one. A lot of our folks participate in them, whether it's our board members or some of our members. I usually do one at the trash dump to look for gulls, but I'm not doing it this year. And occasionally I've done one in the past where I surveyed near my house at Valley Forge National Historical Park for like 3 to 6 hours or something, but I'm beat. So I'm staying inside, and I am exhausted. So I'll probably pick up the Christmas bird counts next year. But those are great opportunities for people to get out and actually find community, discover some cool birds, and you're contributing to the science. And so, do you do CBCs? Have you had a good memory doing them? And is this something that you're looking forward to this year?
Yeah, we do one. We host our club one every year. So we got one coming up on December 20th. We do one in Madison and in Milwaukee, which is pretty cool. So it's something we've been doing since we started our club. It's pretty fun. I love that the citizen science component and like really explaining to them like why we're out, getting together. It is holiday season, and it's we typically I'll bring a carafe of hot water, and I'll have cocoa and cider and coffee, and we'll bring little snacks and stuff. So when we're done, we can give what you talked about, that treat, right? Those sips of bird joy, helping people unthaw on their way home, and they can be like, I can't believe I spent 3 hours with Dexter crazy self out here birding on December 20th, but we got 20 something species, which is crazy, bro. One year we had 26 species. That is insane. If you think about the end of December to think about having 26 different species of birds in the middle of winter. And like, those are the type of experiences that I look forward to. We've had at least 20 every year too. So like, it is like eye opening to really think like, holy cow, in 3 hours, hours, we got 20 plus species of birds. And I'm captain of a certain area on the east side of Madison. And what's really cool is the area that I captain is that we go through one of my favorite parks in the spring and the fall, and we're looking at it in winter, and we're walking through the middle of the city. We're walking through neighborhoods on the way to the park, and just seeing what we're seeing at people's feeders. Like I said, it's just really cool. It's a really cool experience. So I would say look up in your area if there are anybody hosting Christmas bird counts. Those are usually hosted by some incredible people. All right. Yeah. Like the people that are captaining and hosting these events for Christmas bird counts are usually amazing people. So look it up and try it out. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I look forward to doing them. I do like doing that one at the trash dump. I just don't have the time this year, but that one is wild because it's like 50 to 100,000 gulls. And we're just sitting there watching trash trucks come from New York and dump into this Tullytown landfill, and gulls are just having at it, man. And it's wild. It's hard to figure out where to start with that many birds, but you do it in the winter because in the summer it's too hot to be getting that kind of aroma.
I was gonna say it's probably right.
We have to talk to our
very right.
We talked to our boy Amar about trash dumps with the gulls in the summertime in Texas, and I was like, that's a different life, bro.
That's dedication.
That is dedication.
Bro, you've been working super hard behind the scenes as we getting ready for this season. We got a calendar now, and like all these it's like we kind of know what we're doing. It's kind of like, wow, this is kind of cool. We're kind of like professional podcasters now. We got like a whole, you can actually like this is kind of cool. What are some topics or some guests that you're super excited about as we head into season 4?
Yeah, I mean, we have a number of them. I'm not going to reveal them all today. We have one of our favorite homies that we have yet to have on, but Christopher Joe of the Joe Farm down there in Alabama.
Bro, we got to get
so
down
excited.
there. We got to get
so
down
excited to talk with Chris. We have Jody Allaire from Canada and Birds Canada, right? He's going to come through. I think he's one of the hosts of the one of the other podcasts up there. Tariq Shahzad, your homie there in Chicago.
Yeah, he had the biggest year down there.
This year, our homie Trenton Schultz Franco, who is one of the founders of the Special Bird Service in Canada. Like this, they are doing some amazing stuff up there, and I'm so excited to talk with Trenton and the homies up there. And then, we got a few other folks here. We got our homie Sam Desjardins from the Always Be Birding podcast.
OG podcaster.
Yeah, she was the first one to have you and I on to talk about our bird club. So she is bringing that podcast back to life and back on air. So excited to talk to her. And then, as we get into next year, we'll get some other guests, particularly Rosemary Moscow, who, just released the Birders Dictionary. It's one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. It's both hilarious and useful, and I can't wait to talk to her about where she finds the inspiration for this stuff and, where she's going to be going with it. So, we have a good season with some good guests. There's some other folks that I didn't mention just yet. Those will be surprises, but it's going to be a good season.
Let's go. I'm like, dang, we taking it global, international. We got so much joy, like just the mix and the variety of these folks. This is what we do, I hope people after this season, as usual, they feel inspired to get outside, to spend more time outside, to find what bird joy looks like for them, to realize that like you belong out there. There's a place out there for you. And as usual, like we are going to center joy. And that's what they can count on us for. Like every time we talk to somebody, we're going to focus on the joy of those folks' work. We're going to try to bring out as much joy from them as guests. And hopefully that just really kind of ruminates and brings some motivation and some inspiration to get outside, no matter where you may be when you're listening to this, even like me in the middle of Wisconsin with 14 inches of snow already in the beginning of December, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to it. And there's always so many people. And I think we've told people this before, like you and I have a list that we keep, that we add people to it as we see things on social media. And we'll say, hey, this person may be great to have. They look awesome. They look fun. Like, look, check out what they're doing. They're not always people that we know, right? So we have to reach out and see if they'd be willing. They may not even know who we are, right? So we have some folks coming up next season that are into snakes.
See?
We have some folks coming up next season that are into bird taxidermy, which I didn't mention, right? It's like there is joy in nature that you can tease out from everyone. And I am just so excited to do that. And that's one of the biggest feedbacks of, a point of pride that I take in our podcast that people say is like, yeah, I heard that person get interviewed on this other podcast. And that was cool, right? They talked about their book or this or that, but you guys made them laugh. You guys made them bring out something a little extra, right? And be more loose, right? And like, that's what we want to do, because that's how all of you all are out in our community we want to treat you like we're in the living room, talking about birds over some hot cocoa, so
that's right. That's right.
That is exactly what he looks to do. And I'm like fired up, dude. I'm like ready to go right now. Just going to go find some person on the street and be like, come over to my studio. Let's just go ahead and do a bird joy podcast. You right quick? Yeah. I'm just going to go grab my neighbor. Yeah, man, it's going to be a good season, bro. I'm really excited for it. I missed hanging out with you, like we said. And I think there's just going to be another season of joy for people. And shout out to our homie Cole, because Cole keeps us going. He's messaging us, hey man, when y'all coming back on there? What's up? I need you for my walks, And so I always want to give a shout out to Cole. He's been there from day one. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And you mentioned a point of pride. A big point of pride for me is the fact that like after the first season, folks were like, hey, you should talk to this person. You should talk to this person. Right.
Yep. Appreciate that.
Ever since season 2, that's what we've been doing. So I want people to understand, like, we do read every message that you send. We look into all the people that you recommend, because we want this podcast to be for you all. And we want to make sure that we're maximizing the joy that we can give you. So please let us know about people out there that are doing great work. Like Jason said, we're interviewing people that just enjoy nature, that enjoy, that work in the STEM field, that like birds, that don't like birds. Hopefully they like birds after they talk to us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But like the point is, it's not just about the birds. It's just people getting outside. Like I tell people this all the time when I'm working with kids, I don't force birds on them. I just try to make it an enjoyable outdoor experience. And I think that's what this podcast can do as well, is just really focus on people that like to be outside, focus on people that are educating people about outdoors or nature or STEM, whatever it may be. So if you know an incredible human being that we need to talk to, please shoot us a note, because we want to try to jam this season up as full as we can. We always do. And then we always get to the end of the season like, holy cow, when's season 5? Because we want to talk to this person, this person, this person.
Like we run out of slots.
Yeah, just make sure, send everybody your way. Send them our way, and we'll reach out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man.
It's been good to get back with you, brother.
I know. Any final words for the bird nerd community before we wrap up this intro to season 4?
We back, homies. We back. All right. Let's go. Let's enjoy this winter season.
Yeah. Say it. You ready? Let's go.
Let's go. All right, brother. See you.
Peace.